Really? Looks like I'm live, guys. You know what? I'm doing an indoor live stream today because it started raining out, and I don't know if it's raining anymore though. It might have stopped already. You know what? I think it actually stopped. So it rained for a good 15 minutes or so, which is just awesome. Anyway, if you guys are in there, pop in and say hi. I haven't done a live stream on this one for a while. And I hope you guys are getting rain in your neck of the woods because we are in a crisis here in the Southern Gulf Islands. It's extremely dry. We're going into month number 3, the third month now. 3 months without rain. Although we did have 3 millimeters in August, but I don't really count that because it didn't do anything. We had 0 millimeters in July, and the spring was extremely dry as well. So anyway, I don't think this is measurable what we had. So let's just pray for some more rain. Have to do a rain dance. I am actually quite sick of watering the garden because that's all we seem to do is water the garden every single day. So I'm looking forward to the rainy season when we can roll up the hoses and I can come home from work and not have to fuss over watering things. So every second day I water the palm nursery, and seems like every day we water the garden, but different areas of the garden because we're on a well. And we always have to keep an eye on the water. And so far, so good, knock on wood. The well has held out because Wendy runs 2 accommodations here, and the accommodations have been packed solid with guests from all over the place. And I know they just opened up the borders to the U.S. from the U.S., so we will probably get some U.S. customers soon, which is a good thing. We haven't had one U.S. customer this year because the borders have been closed. I think they opened them up, so I think Americans can come here, but I don't think Canadians can go there. So we will probably be seeing some Americans here soon. I know Wendy is pretty much booked up for September. And what's that?
I still have the last 2 weeks where I can...
Oh, you do? Okay, so she does have some time at the end of September. So anyway, guys, pop in if you're around and say hi. Let us know how your gardens are doing. Ours is suffering greatly in this dry weather, which really does suck. I see a lot of plants that we're going to have to rip out. I just ripped out another boxwood today and chucked it over the bank, gazoon tight, chucked it over the bank, and I'm going to backfill over top it to reclaim a little land by the palm nursery. So, but there's a lot of dead plants, and there's a lot of plants that have suffered and are losing their leaves and just look like garbage. So those are the ones we will replace with something a little hardier that can withstand the drought. And what are you up to, Miss T?
We're moving some furniture.
Right? You're moving some furniture, and I think I'm going to have to get something to eat because I am super hungry. So Wendy's doing barbecue burgers. So are you, if any of you guys are vegetarians out there, but I'm certainly not. Not yet anyway. Maybe one of these days I might become one. What do you think, Wendy? Will you become a vegetarian?
Huh? They said, to get, you don't have to, what was it about?
Anonymous. How's it going? You have to be a vegan or something, or maybe vegetarian. Hello, Anonymous. Good to see you in there. Yeah, it's been a while since I've streamed on this channel. I did one on Jungle Josie, and I've been doing them on Gulf Island Rock. Wendy's been so busy, she hasn't had time to upload any videos on Gulf Island Rock. She's just so busy with work and the accommodations. She works at an accommodation, and then when she gets home, if we have a checkout or two, then she's got to clean the rooms. But I try to get into the rooms before her if I'm here, and I tidy things up and I get things ready, and then she puts the finishing touch on, like make the bed. I'll pull the sheets off. I'll put the dishes away. I'll take all the towels and stuff like that and bring them up to the laundry room. But she puts the finishing touches on the room and gets the room ready for the next guest to check in. So we had 2 checkouts at 11 today, and current time is 2:54 p.m. And we have a check-in. Check-in time is 3 p.m. here. So sometimes people check in right on the button. Sometimes they show up a little bit early. If the rooms aren't ready, well, that's too bad. They're going to have to wait. Or they check in really late. And if they're going to check in really late, if they're getting off the ferry, sometimes they check in late, and we have the room ready for them. They can check in at 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever's good for them. Yeah, barbecue burgers are good. Wendy makes really good barbecue burgers. She likes to barbecue. And the new barbecue is actually really awesome. We bought a new barbecue. I think it was late in the spring. It's a Napoleon. And Napoleon barbecues are actually really good. So we had steak last night. She barbecued. And tonight, burgers. And you know what? Excuse me. It is a long weekend, which is awesome. So I get Monday off. And then that's a stat holiday. We also get a stat holiday at the end of September on the 30th. And then I head away to the West Coast in October. So I'm going to try to do some live streaming from the West Coast over in Renfrew, Port Renfrew. And well, join in. If you're around, you will see me live streaming from Handsome Dan's. We're going to stay over at a pretty cool resort over there. It's actually cottages on a cliff overlooking the Pacific Ocean. So it's the wild West Coast on the open Pacific Ocean. So even though we're on the Pacific Ocean, we're on the inner South Coast, on the south end of Vancouver Island here, our Southern Gulf Islands, right? But we are definitely out in the ocean. Seems like we're a million miles away from everything here. So I'm starving. I am actually looking forward to barbecued burgers. So anyway, just had some customers pop by. They just popped by and bought a couple of Trachycarpus palms. They bought some 2-gallon palms. They live over on the Big Island near Sydney, just as you get off the ferry from Salt Spring on the other side. And they love everything out of the ordinary. That's what she said. Every plant she loves is not ordinary. It has to be like palmy or exotic. And I says, hey, my type of gardener. Because that's the way I've always gardened. I've always gardened with weird plants, not run-of-the-mill plants like a lot of people like to garden with. So anyway, like I say, if you're watching in there, pop in. We got 3 watchers. We got Anonymous in there. And it's cool here today. It actually dropped. The temperature dropped. It is 16 degrees Celsius, a cool 16 degrees Celsius. That's the coolest daytime temperature we've had in months. And that is awesome. I am absolutely loving it. So I got the palm nursery watered this morning. I watered part of the front garden. And Candid, howdy again. Candid Sculpts. How are you doing, bud? And then I watered a bunch of other things, and then the rain came. And now it looks like it's actually stopped raining. I actually even got a motorcycle ride in this morning, too. I went down to Beachside and had my weekly coffee, my weekend coffee. Greg Slasky, how's it going there, man? Good to see you in there. Yeah, so I went Beachside. If you're ever on Salt Spring Island, check out Beachside Cafe. They're really nice people that own it. It's right on the ocean, back in the inside. It is actually, it was raining out. It started raining about, it rained for about 15 minutes. And it started raining a half hour ago, but it's done now. It's not windy here, but it's definitely cool out. Definitely a cooler day, and I really like it. Thank God. It's about time we got some rain here, but it's still dry out there. It's not going to do anything, unfortunately. And then the long-range forecast is more sun, which really sucks. I was hoping to see like a week straight of rain and cooler temperatures, but I'm not seeing that. And that's not good for me. So like I said, climate envy. I envy everybody who gets summer rain. Everybody that gets summer rainfall, I am actually jealous of you people because the garden here suffers in the summertime. It looks terrible. It looks really sad. There's just so many sad plants. Oh yeah, swim here all the time. Swim in the ocean, swim in the lakes are packed. Beaches I go to every week are just packed. When I go to Bettis Beach, it's always packed. And Vesuvius Beach and on the west side, lots of people swim here. Especially the tourists. They love to come and swim, hang out on the beach. And the ocean and the lakes are really nice too. We have 11 freshwater lakes here, so lots of lakes to swim in. If you don't like to swim in the lake, go to the ocean. And we live across the street from the ocean, so we go to our beach. But most of the time, I'm too busy to go for a swim, even though I think about it on those hot summer days. So the ocean's nice. It's nice and refreshing. So I like the ocean swim. It might be too cold for you, but it's not too cold for me on a hot day. It's nice. West side of the ocean, because the tide goes out and then the sand warms up, and when the tide comes in it can warm up to like near 20 degrees Celsius, which is really good in the summertime, right? So I mean, not swimming pool warm, but definitely nice on a hot summer day for sure. The hottest the lakes have been this year is 27 degrees Celsius. And that's usually the first 6 foot, I think something like that, 5 or 6 foot, something like that. So 27 degrees Celsius is around, I guess, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Usually they're around 24 degrees Celsius, the lakes here. So, but they did warm up to 27. I know a guy that checks the temperatures regularly that lives on one of the lakes. And the lakes aren't so deep here, so they warm up quicker. But like I say, it's the first several feet that warm up more. If you go deeper, it's going to be colder, right? I think St. Mary Lake is around 60 feet deep at the deepest point of St. Mary Lake, 60 feet, something like that. So not super deep. but nice swimming, and it's always packed. Every time you drive by, it's packed. But today, I don't know if there'll be anybody swimming there. I certainly wouldn't want to swim today, but some people might. There's people here. There's people in Salt Spring that swim year round in the ocean and the lakes, and I don't like swimming in cold water, especially in the wintertime. But in the summertime, it's awesome. You know what felt really nice was Wendy and I went down during that real hot blast in June, and we went across the street to the beach, and we walked in up to our necks. It's just like, oh, man, did that feel refreshing? Even the dog was in there too. It was just, it was so nice. Nice to cool off. It was too warm. I don't think I would have liked it. But you go to Hawaii, and the water there is like, it's kind of like bathtub warm sometimes, right? And it's okay. It's not as refreshing as here, but it's certainly really beautiful on a hot day on the Hawaiian Islands. And I can't wait to go back to Hawaii. I'm looking forward to it. It might be a couple of years from now. I don't know, when things kind of cool off a little bit. Everything's kind of at the boiling level right now all around the world. So when things cool off a little bit, I think maybe I'll head back to Maui, because we are looking forward to that. But in the meantime, we may have to have a staycation, another staycation. So it will be another winter here on the Gulf Islands, which isn't a bad thing either. It could be worse. We could be in worse places. So I'm going to have to grab something to eat because I'm starving. I think I'm going to grab a bun with some butter. Can you see any type of? Can you use any type? Decomposed wood chips, you can. I don't think I'd use cedar. I don't think I'd use cedar for them, but I have used a little bit of cedar mixed in with other wood chips. But I use Dougie fir, and I've used balsam, and I use eucalyptus, and they are decomposed a bit. So most of ours are growing in eucalyptus mixed with topsoil, and they're absolutely thriving. The palms absolutely love it. So when somebody says to me, "Well, eucalyptus is no good," that's absolute BS. Because that's what we pot our palms in, is eucalyptus, mostly eucalyptus wood chips. And we have a pile of eucalyptus wood chips out there, and I mix it with topsoil. And the potted palms are thriving in it. Yeah, I think you could use pine too. Once the wood chips decompose a little bit, leave them for a few months, they break down. But I've even used fresh eucalyptus, believe it or not, and they're fine. I've mixed a lot of soil with it, and most of the mix is actually, it's quite light because, like I say, there's a lot of wood chips mixed with it, and palms seem to be happy. They seem to be growing in it, and that's the main thing, right? Haven't lost any palms yet in our soil mix, but I don't know. Oh yeah, no, we've used pine before. We had 2 big pines cut down. There's Mike. Hello, Mike. Blast off. We had 2 big pine trees cut down one time, so I used that mix also. I used those wood chips also in the mix with topsoil. We get a load of nice topsoil, and in the topsoil is a lot of organic material like kitchen waste compost. And manures, like sometimes it has chicken manure or steer manure, but a lot of it is actually cut with chicken manure. And you mix the pine chips with that, and you're good to go for your potted palms. In the ground, I just use straight soil. I don't use any of the wood chips, just straight soil, and it's fine. And keep them watered in the dry weather. That's all. Sounds like Mike is getting some rain out there too in the Keystone State. I wish we had more rain. It looks like rain has stopped here. How long have I been broadcasting? We have 13 minutes and 37 seconds into it. So I'm doing this until the B&B guests check in, because once the B&B guests check in, my stream is going to go to pots, right? So we have 2 check-ins today. We had 2 check-outs at 11 o'clock. The guests check out. Sometimes they check out before that. And it was too much. Yeah, you guys had a lot of rain. You had probably our yearly rainfall in 1 day or 2 days, I think, something like that. And I know some of the southeastern states did too. But yeah, we have 2 check-ins, so people will be below me, and then they'll be on the other side of the property in the other accommodation. So it's been a busy year for Wendy's B&Bs. Really, really busy for her. So she likes, it's good money, but she's also looking for it to wind down too, so she can have a little bit of a rest and then relax, put her feet up for the winter months. But her accommodations are actually open right through the winter time too. And sometimes we actually have guests check in through the winter time as well. We had one guy stay here for just about a month in February, just under. When guests are there, what do they do? Oh, what do they do there? They tour Salt Spring Island and check in all the sites. They go whale watching. They go hiking in the mountains. They go on the vineyard, on the winery tour. They go to the breweries. They go to the cideries. There's 2 cideries here. They go to the vodka and gin place. They go to the goat cheese farm. They go to all the art galleries. There's never a dull moment on Salt Spring. You need to stay here for at least a week if you want to see everything. And a lot of times they rent motor scooters. They go to the beaches, the lakes, or sometimes they even take off for the day and go to Vancouver Island. And some guests just like to sit out on our sun decks or hang out in the garden and relax where it's super quiet. But there's so many things to do on Salt Spring Island. It's like I say, you're never bored here because there's always entertainment here on the Gulf Islands. And you can always island hop and go over to some of the other Southern Gulf Islands too. But a lot of guests, or you can go out fishing. You can go on a fishing charter. But a lot of people you see go whale watching. They love to go whale watching and check out the killer whales out there and see the dolphins, the porpoises, and all that other stuff. But fishing's a good thing too. But yeah, lots of things to do and walk around town and check out some of the places to eat. There's lots of places to eat, and there's tons of art galleries here from one end to the island to the other. And we're one of the art galleries. There's a studio tour map, and we're Gallery 59, located on the very northern end of Salt Spring Island. There's so many art galleries here, so people love to see art galleries. And there's 2 cheese farms. There's the goat cheese farm. There's a tofu place. You can go if you like tofu. I'm not so much into tofu. But and then there's another cheese place too, another dairy place. You can go and get cheese. Olive Farm isn't really open to the public, but you can see it as you're driving down. If you're at the vineyards on the south end, we have several vineyards here. If you're at Salt Spring Vineyard or Gary Oak Vineyard, if you look across the street, you'll see the olive farm on Salt Spring Island. And it's pretty amazing to see thousands of olive trees on the slope there. They're beautiful, and it's so manicured. And at the bottom of that property, I think it's about 80 acres. There's an olive oil processing plant, but not open to the public yet. I think they're talking about it one day, having tours. They've been there quite a long time already, but they have talked about, I'm sure she mentioned that to me, or he did, opening it up for tours one day, which I think would be pretty cool. Our olive tree, we have lots of olive trees. Our olive trees are great. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we have about 7 olive trees in our garden, and they're all doing good. And really, they get by with a lot of neglect. So some I grew from seed. What do you think of all the bamboo? Yeah, that's cool. Nice bamboo. I love bamboo. And yeah, we grow a lot of bamboo here on our property too, and you can never have enough bamboo. I like that. That's nice big bamboo. That's what I like. But I like the bigger bamboo. And there's a lot of bamboo growers on Salt Spring Island. Some pretty amazing bamboo farms. So there's one place I went to. They got about 7 acres of it. Another got 6 acres of it. Yeah, it's a lot of bamboo and a lot of different species. One guy here has about close to 200 different types of bamboo on his property, and lots of timber bamboo, really big timber bamboo. Madaki, which is the Phyllostachys bambuzoides. He's got vivax and hennin too. And along the river, yeah, you can grow. I mean, there's lots of hardy bamboos. You can even grow in colder climates too. That's the thing. And more people should try bamboo if they live in a colder climate. Phyllostachys aureosilicata, yellow groove bamboo, is really super cold hardy, and it grows pretty tall. It's called yellow groove bamboo, and it kind of zigzags a little bit. So if you guys are living in cooler winter climates, try yellow groove bamboo. I think Vargesia, Pseudosassa japonica is good too. What kind of bamboo do you know? I'm not too sure. It looks pretty big though. I mean, I wonder if it's a golden bamboo. It's beautiful bamboo because golden bamboo can get pretty big too if growing in the right soil. And golden bamboo Phyllostachys aurea is actually pretty cold hardy. We have, I don't know how many species of bamboo we have. We have a lot of species growing on our property. And I like the black bamboo, is really nice too. Phyllostachys nigra. That one you guys should try as well. I think it would grow well where you are in Pennsylvania. Phyllostachys nigra. Phyllostachys nigra is kind of the Dalmatian bamboo. And you know what else I would try where you are is Phyllostachys bambuzoides. I would try Japanese timber bamboo because I think it might work where you are too. It works really well here, and I don't see why it wouldn't work there. And maybe in a really cold winter, it might get hit, but I think it'll come back up again when it gets established. And that's the stuff that gets nice and big, right? It'll get nice big canes on it. And if you got good soil, which I think you guys do, it will probably spread like a weed. Anyway, I'm tired. I don't know. I think I had a crappy sleep last night. But you know, one thing, we didn't have the fan on last night. Every night we've had the fan going because it's been so hot. And last night was the first night we did not have the fan going. So that was kind of nice. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. And I know some of you guys got a lot of rain. I know there was a hurricane in the southeast, and a lot of people felt the remnants of it getting dumped on with rain. And I wish some of that rain would come here, maybe not 30 inches of rain all at once, but a little bit of rain would be nice. I'm thinking of a nice steady rain for about a week. That's what we need. I wonder if it's still raining. Hang on, let me see here. I think it might be. Hang on. Oh, it is raining. Actually, you know what? It's raining pretty good here now again. That is awesome. It is. I can hear it on, like, I got an attic in this room, but in the other parts of the house, it's vaulted ceiling, these high vaulted ceilings, and I can hear the rain on our metal roof, man. It sounds awesome. So, which means, and you know what? I just watered a lot of the gardens, so which means I don't have to water tomorrow. That is, oh, I'm so happy. Oh, thank God for rain. I should actually go out and shoot a video of that. That makes me so happy. I think I'm going to shoot a little video of it right now. I'll be right back. Where's my camera? My new camera that I bought a couple months ago. And I'm quite happy with it. I'm going to make sure the lens never gets scratched. The lens is nice and clear. Joe, I sent you photos and you can watch video. Okay, cool. Right on. I like photos. I like videos. And I love rain. So one sec. I'm going to go shoot a video of the rain. Be right back. Oh my God, this rain is awesome. Okay, now can you bring me a piece of shit? Oh man, I just shot a video of the rain, man. So nice, coming down really good. To see what kind it is. Okay, we'll have to check it out. Did you send them on Instagram? By the way, I am on Instagram. Okay, so I'm easy to find on Instagram. I'm also on MeWe, and MeWe, I post a lot of other things on there that get censored on Facebook. So I'll answer questions on there and stuff and reply to things, but I'm only on there really to post things that get censored on Facebook, because MeWe, there's no censorship, and I absolutely can't stand censorship. So they do censor stuff on here. They censor stuff on Facebook and Twitter too. You have to scroll back. What kind of bamboo is, do you know? I'm not too sure. Joe, I sent you photos. Yeah, I'll have to watch it. Scroll back. I'm scrolling back. What am I looking for? Can you use? I'm just reading the comments here. Well, it's on Instagram. Okay. Yeah, I'm on Instagram on this thing here, on that there, and that's not mine actually, right? So, but I am on Instagram. So if you guys want to find me on Instagram, I will show you what my Instagram account looks like here, right there. Okay. So it looks like that. Look for that right there. That's my account there. Can you see that right there? It's Banana Joe Clementi, right? And I put a lot of pictures on there. Just a lot of random stuff. Doesn't necessarily have to be about gardening, but most of it is gardening. You know me, because I like gardening. Gardening is fun. And I know you guys like gardening too. And I know a lot of you guys like to exotic garden. So, but you know what? I do appreciate all plants. I love palm trees and exotic plants the most, but I do appreciate native plants as well. I mean, some people think, well, you're just the exotic plant guy and you shouldn't be planting all those exotic plants because some of them are invasive. You should be planting more native stuff. Well, you know what? I like native plants too, but I really don't need to plant any more native stuff in our garden because we have a property full of native plants. And quite frankly, I find them most of them quite boring in a landscape, right? So if I want to see native plants, I'll go for a hike in my forest and I'll just look around me. So in our garden, I like to plant exotic things because that's what makes me happy, and they add more interest to the landscape. Douglas fir trees are nice, but most of the time they're going to get too big for a landscape, right? They're going to grow 120 feet, 200 feet tall, and that's just far too big for any smaller garden, right? I just want to see something here. I'm going to get into weather here. I just want to see what it's saying. It's saying 16 degrees Celsius, and I just want to see. Oh, no, there is actually some rain now. They've changed it. Wednesday, 60%, Thursday, 30, and Friday, 30, but things could change. That's what it's showing me here. I don't know where that one's coming from. I'm going to have to go look at the Southern Gulf Island forecast for a sec and see what they're saying, because the Southern Gulf Island forecast is the one I use. And totally different forecast on the Southern Gulf Island. So I think that's the weather network on my channel, and I don't go. So here's our Southern Gulf. I'll post the link on here. I don't know if it'll show up. There's our Southern Gulf Island forecast right there. So I see lots of sun and in the 20s. I was liking the crappier forecast better, but I rely more on the Southern Gulf Island forecast. Our minimum temperatures at this time of the year are always quite a bit higher than Saturna, because that's where the weather station is, on Saturna Island. And we're on Salt Spring Island. So went out by Saturna Island a couple of weeks ago when we went fishing. We're out fishing off the south end of Salt Spring Island, and we went on a fishing charter, a buddy's boat there. And Saturna is beautiful. And like I say, it's right beside the San Juan Islands, Washington State San Juan Island. So anyway, guys, we've been streaming for just about a half hour, which is good. And I still got to grab something to eat. I went out to shoot a short video of the rain, and it is the 4th today, September 4th. Man, time flies. Can you believe that 9/11 is going to be 20 years? The anniversary, 20 years. You remember seeing that when it was happening? It was kind of surreal. It was kind of like watching a movie, a sad, a terrible, a tragic movie. And I'll never forget it. And that was 20 years ago coming up. It's like my youngest kid was born in 2000. He was born like a year and a bit before that happened. And he's 21 now. So kids born on that day are going to be 20 years old. That's just absolutely insane how fast time flies. I just can never comprehend how fast time flies. Hey guys, I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab a snack. And they said, is there tax on that? And I said, well, if you pay Visa, there's going to be, but if you pay cash, no. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, sorry. I had to go get some fishy crackers. I'm just like starving. Okay. I'm back. And hopefully you guys are still there. I haven't had any lunch. I've been just so busy, but yeah, it's still raining pretty good. So we're definitely going to get some measurable precipitation out of this, which is absolutely awesome. Do you guys like these things? I eat these once in a while. They're these, it's called Explosion Flavor Black. That's French. See, when you're in Canada, half of everything is French, right? So half of every like cereal box or whatever is French. So that side's French, which I could care less about because I don't speak French. And, you know, we're in the West. We don't really need that here. And that side's English. So that's the side I read right there. To me, that's just, my opinion, a waste of space. I put a palm tree on that bag. Picture of a palm tree. So anyway, if you have any questions about gardens, you want to talk about your gardens, fire away. Because, you know what? I'm not going to go outside in the rain right now. When I'm done this live stream, if the rain stops, I'll head out into the garden. I've been very busy out there. This side of Canada is English, but you know what? There actually are a lot of French Canadians on Salt Spring Island. Tons of them. There's more Americans here than French Canadians, but a lot of French Canadians have been migrating to Salt Spring Island. Any given day, you walk through Centennial Park, and you're going to hear French Canadians, right? You're going to hear, it sounds like you're in France. They're speaking French, and I don't understand French. I know a couple of words, that's about it. I never really cared for it to learn it in school. We had to take it. It was mandatory when I was in grade 8, and I did not like it. I absolutely hated it. And that's the truth. But some people loved it. Robusta's worth the money? I think so. If you live in a warmer climate and they grow, I mean, some places are considered weeds. Here, not worth the money because they're not hardy. You're going to have to protect them when it gets really cold out, right? So I've seen them survive in the ground for quite a few years without protection, but the bad winter is going to take them out. So they're definitely not a foolproof palm. But you know what? They're a beautiful palm. I love Washingtonia Robustas. I love the looks of them. Some people in colder climates love to experiment with them, but the problem is they can grow so fast and so big that eventually you're going to have to let the winter kill them or you're going to have to cut them down. That sucks. So we have some in pots, smaller ones. One I had in the ground died. It was in the shade, growing under some big trees. It was stressed out. So I replaced it with some Carax, some ornamental grass. Right beside it are 2 Camarops palms, 3 Camarops palms. Perfectly fine. Never bothered in the winter. And yet, Home Depot continues to sell Washingtonia Robusta. And I just told the people here at the Palm Nursery, we had some customers just come here an hour ago. And I told them about Washingtonia Robusta. Don't waste your time with them. They're a useless palm in this climate. They're short term, unless you want to grow them as a potted plant or you want to do some work in the wintertime. Put some Christmas lights around them or something when it gets too cold. Then they're okay. Oh man, it's raining so good. I'm so happy. Thank God. This is the happiest day all summer long. Pouring down with rain. So, you know, another nice one is Washingtonia Flifera. California fan palm. But the problem is with Washingtonia Flifera, they don't like the winter coolness and moisture this far north. And they are hardier. They're much more cold hardy than a Robusta. But if they can tap into water, the roots, and the tops of them can stay dry, they are much happier palm. Robusta, I find, are much more moisture tolerant. And I know that for a fact because there are towering ones down on the southern Oregon coast, Brookings, Gold Beach, there's some big ones, and they get about 80 inches of rain or so annually. And there's massive date palms there too. So cool, wet winters there, but never frigid. It's never, ever frigid on the southwest coast of Oregon. It's zone 9B. Probably high end of zone 9B. Sorry, folks. I'm eating my lunch. So remember that. When you're looking at one at Costco or Home Debit, there you go. And I know Wendy used to grow Washingtonian Robusta. She had a big one. She bought it at Costco years ago. That was before I actually knew her. And I'd drive by her place, and I'd see this beautiful Washingtonian Robusta outside. She had along her driveway in a big half barrel. And I said, whoever that person is, I got to stop in and talk to them one day and tell them to, protect that in the wintertime. Well, I never did. And I think she had it for 2 or 3 winters out in that planter, and then it died. But she paid a pretty good penny for it. Mm-hmm. So if you love Washingtonian Robusta, then it might be worth the money. But for me, it's not worth the money. I've grown a lot of them from seed. And like I said before, there was one growing in a private garden here. No, I never knew her. I never knew who she was. I knew the lady that lived in her house before her. Wendy moved into that house in 2003. And I knew the lady that lived there, like I say, before her. But Wendy had a lot of palm trees in her garden. It's amazing that Wendy was into growing palms. And actually the lady before her had planted 2 palms. So she had 2 big palms in her garden growing beside the pond. But Wendy added a whole bunch more palms that we dug out and moved here. But we left the 2 biggest ones by the pond. It was just too difficult to get them out. And I'm guessing those things are probably, they could be close to 20 feet tall now. But the other ones we all dug out, and only one died. It just didn't make it. It just got too dry. But all the others that we took are growing down in the down by the palm nursery, kind of wild, growing with native plants and rhododendrons and stuff like that. And Wendy had a big eucalyptus tree in her garden too, but it got too big, and they cut it down. So it's just like these people that came to visit the nursery here today, and I sold them some palms, and I've shown them some cordyline we have in our garden. And I said, she says, tell me some interesting plants we grow in our garden. I says, well, these guys right here, these cordyline. And she says, well, we had some. And I said, what do you mean you had some? And she says, yeah, they just got too big. I go, what? They got too big? Well, what did you do? She says, oh, we cut them down. We removed them. I says, are you kidding me? I says, oh, man, they're beautiful. That is such an exotic plant. I says, they're way less cold hardy than a Trachycarpus fortunei. And then I went on to tell them, well, when they flower, they're very fragrant. So they removed their cordyline trees, and I don't know what they replaced them with, but some people just don't get it, do they? When you have something like that in your garden, you buy a house or whatever, and it's got a cordyline tree, you keep it. Would pineapple palm do better there? You're talking about CIDP, Canary Island date palm? Well, we have some in pots and big planters, and I do put them in the tiki hut for the winter time, but and it's not heated. The tiki hut's, it's cool, but it's dry. We do have one in the ground, a little one, and I've experimented with them in the past, and they die in a cold winter. Better, oh yeah, I think hardier than a Mexican fan palm. I think CIDP can handle a little bit more cold, but still they are prone to center spear loss in a prolonged cold snap, just like Mexican fan palm. They're not good here. They're short-term palm. Foolproof is when I mean foolproof, long-term is Trachycarpus fortunei, Camarops humilis, sables, some of the sables. And by the way, the video that I shot of the sable rosei, there's people there that seem to think it is sable cross brasoriensis, brazoria, sable brazoria, which is fine. If it's a sable brazoria, hey, that's super cool too. But years ago, before Facebook existed, I used to be on the Hardy Palm and Subtropical forum. And I remember posting pics on that forum. I think it was that one. I was a whole bunch of them before Facebook existed. There's lots of discussion forums. So I posted pics of the sable rosei, which that's what somebody said it was. A few people said, and one in particular was a palm expert, a sable expert, lives in North Carolina and has a sable nursery. And he figures it was sable rosei, and somebody else said, yeah, that looks like sable rosei. I'm not a sable expert, so I didn't know. I went on by what they were saying. So I always assumed it was sable rosei. But there's a few people now it's got these bigger fronds on it. They think it's sable brazoria, which is fine. I think that's super cool. So when I shoot videos of that now, and I just shot a video of it the other day and titled it Sable Rosei Update, I changed it to Sable Brazoria. So they seem to think it's Sable Brazoria. So we're going to go by what they're saying now. It's a Sable Brazoria because it's a little bit bigger, a little bit more mature, and maybe they can tell by looking at the fronds, which is cool. I appreciate the info and the input. So we're going to title those videos Sable Brazoria Palm on Salt Spring Island. And the palm boards blast off. Yes, those are the ones. There was the cold hardy palm and subtropical forum. There was hardy palms for the Northeast forum. There was palm talk. There's a lot of different palm forums, and I think some of them might still be around. There was cloud forest too, Pacific Northwest forum, cloud forest forum, and I used to post in there a lot. There was the UBC, University of British Columbia forum as well. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if all of them exist, but I think some of them exist. I'm eating a very unhealthy lunch because I'm starving. After this, I'm going to have to make something to eat. But the thing with Facebook, and I don't think Facebook's the greatest thing because they censor a lot of stuff now. They got their fact checkers, which is crap. I don't believe in that stuff either. But there's a lot of palm groups on Facebook, right? And I have quite a few myself. I'm just trying to think. I have topics and 1, 3, 4, 5. I might have 6 forums, 6 palm forums on there, or 6 gardening forums. And we know there's a ton of other forums on there too. And it's great. A lot of people post in my forums. The most successful palm forum I started is people who love palm trees and exotic plants. And that one is getting up near, I think, 13,000, close to 13,000 members now worldwide. And it's good. It's a good bunch of people. I have moderators and administrators to look after all the nonsense or any nonsense that gets posted there. And they'll take it off right away like spammers and trolls. But there are people from all over the world there that post pictures of their cool gardens. And might not necessarily be their gardens, but palm trees growing in their area, or maybe they've traveled and they see palm trees. And it doesn't matter if they're cold hardy, and it doesn't have to be palm trees. It's exotic plants too. So it's people who love palm trees and exotic plants. So I always look forward to seeing the pics in there. I really like seeing the pics of Dallas, Texas, the stuff that's recovering from that bad freeze they had, and especially Tony Cerbone's garden. He's got this amazing palm garden, great guy. And I'm really happy to see his palms making a good recovery. And the sad thing is, I guess there's a lot of palm trees in Dallas, Texas, and a lot of them look like they were dead. And then the Parks Department guys or the city workers, assume that they're dead because they're too quick to remove them. You look at a palm trunk with nothing on top of it or a bunch of dead fronds, you chainsaw it down. Well, you know what? They should have waited. They should have waited because a lot of those palms probably would have recovered. And that's what I thought. But I saw, some posts where these guys have dump truck fulls of palm chunks that they're cutting down and probably going to replace them with some super ugly trees. And that's a shame because I know a lot of those palms probably would have survived, probably would have regrown, send out new growth with the heat they get in Dallas. But that's the way it is. People are even like that here. You get a plant that gets damaged in the wintertime or really damaged, and they're going to rip it out and replace it with some ugly plant. Mm-hmm. Oh, so nice. Still raining. You know what? B&B guests haven't checked in yet. So I'll maybe go for another 5 minutes or so, and then I'll shut my pie hole. And I'm going to upload a video of the rain. But I think I'm going to upload it on my other channel. I have another channel, and the other channel is more controversial. I like reading comments. You know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes I like to stir up a little shit. So I post stuff on there that gets people talking. I don't have to necessarily agree with it. Some of you guys don't agree with it, or you agree with it, or you disagree with it. You know what? To each his own. It's all fine. You got to remember, YouTube is free entertainment. Okay, it's no different than watching television. It's just entertainment, unless you're paying for cable. But so I like to put stuff on there, and some of the stuff I put on there does get people talking. So If you don't like it, you just have to turn the channel to some other YouTube channel that is maybe more your style, right? So the other one does have gardening stuff on it, but it also has a lot more random stuff on it as well. So, and this one here more pertains, Banana JSSI more pertains to exotic gardening and palm trees. And that's what we're talking about now. And travel. I like travel, but like I say, I'm not going to be going anywhere anytime soon because of what's going on everywhere on the planet. So hopefully that stuff will be gone in another year or two and we can all get back to normal. Thank God for our gardens, right? What would we do without our gardens? I don't know what people do when they live in a tiny little apartment. I think I would be bored, and no offense to people living in tiny apartments, but I guess if you got a balcony, you could have a super cool tropical potted garden out there. You could have a lot of potted plants, palms and stuff like they're out on your sun deck. And I think there's a lot of patio gardeners out there too that grow palms and exotic plants, which is totally cool. And I think that's what I would do if I lived in an apartment or something. What if never gone? Well, it may never. You never know. Nothing ever surprised me, but honestly, Mike, I think the truth is going to come out. Things are starting to crumble here in Canada. You wait, the truth will come out. And there's going to be a lot of people that might be feeling a little dumb by shaming and discriminating, judging others, right? That's what I think. I'm optimistic.
Well, my pilot friend, Doug.
Oh, and watch what you mention here. Watch what you talk about.
Right.
Your pilot friend, you can talk about it, but don't mention the C word.
Oh, I won't.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I heard in Ontario
they're
say the
saying
pest.
that they all
It is.
have to have it,
Hmm?
or they'll lose their job.
Where? Doug?
Doug's used to-
Where he works? Where he works?
Yeah. He says he says he has a few more years left before he retires, but he says they're pushing that they all have it now.
It'll crumble.
And I said, "Oh my God, don't do it."
Don't do it. If they ever make me get it at work, they're gonna have to fire me. All right? I'm pro-choice. I decide what goes in my body. You know what I mean? If somebody was to force these fishy crackers on me and I didn't like them, I'm not going to eat them. It's just like anything else, right? You're not going to force a Big Mac on me because I'm not much into Big Macs. I prefer to eat at A&W. I haven't had a Big Mac in a long time. It will crumble. I believe, Mike, things will crumble. So, Mike, there's a really good group, a really good, like Facebook, but better. It's called MeWe, okay? Capital M, small e, capital W, small e. MeWe. Because the truth is coming out, okay? There's just too much truth out there, and it's being shared. And you wait. Some of these people are actually going to be going to trial too. I'm going to share you my MeWe page, okay?
Here it is. He says by October 17th they have to have those shots.
Oh, that's crazy.
So he says totally illegal.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. I would never do it. Where does he live?
On Main Island.
Oh my God.
Applies for one of the smaller, the float thing.
Oh God, I wouldn't do it. That's illegal. I'd take him to court. That's terrible. I'm going to share my MeWe page here. If you read my MeWe page, blast off, you'll see why it's crumbling, okay? Here's my MeWe page. Here's a link to my MeWe page. Join MeWe. And MeWe is just like Facebook, but better. Because you know what? On MeWe, there is no censorship. Zero. So there's the link to my MeWe page. You can read everything I post on there. And remember, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Read what I post on there. And you can't deny the truth. Unfortunately, media is censored, right? And they want to let you know, they want to tell you things that possibly aren't true. A lot of them aren't, right? So I stopped following mainstream media a while ago, and my life is so much better. To me, it seems like a bunch of theater. So I believe it will crumble, and a lot of people believe it will crumble. And the big wigs, like the guy running our country, and a lot of these health people that are pushing it and abusing their power, are going to be in hot water. Matter of fact, one of them is going to be standing trial that's making all the rules up. Not good for her. Don't like her either. So anyway, check it out, Mike. There's the link. Click the link. And that's all right. It's good to believe in the Bible. There's nothing wrong with that. I know you're you're Christian. That's fine. I should, yeah. Well, if he says it'll happen, you believe it, that's all that matters to you, right? See, I'm not religious. I don't go to church, but I think a lot of that stuff in the Bible, in the big book, is probably coming true, right? It's quite scary, actually, when you think about it, because the last part of the Bible, Armageddon, maybe this is what we're in right now. I don't know. And I have read some of the Bible. And yeah, it is pretty scary times we live in. So anyway, just enjoy each day. That's what I say. And don't buy into the fear. I stopped buying into the fear. I was buying into it for the first few months too, but I stopped listening to the news. Listen to some nice Hawaiian music. Maybe listen to some oldies rock, maybe the Beach Boys or something like that. Well, religion is Christianity, Catholicism, all that stuff. Buddhism, it's all religion. JWs, Mormons. I consider Mormons and JWs a cult, and actually, I got a really good book here. I'm going to find it. So, this is a good book. I'm not stupid. I studied this stuff too. This is a really good book by Dr. Walter Martin. And I went to a couple of his seminars back in 1987. So this is the book I bought, Dr. Walter Martin. Look that one up. It's amazing, and it tells you about all the different religions. He's a Christian, by the way. He's long gone now. Yeah, if you believe in heaven, that's great. You know what I mean? If you believe in heaven, that's good. And I know there's a place down below too, right? So there you go. And I just say, I say be a good person, and be good to your neighbor, be good to your friends. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. And what more can you do, right? And help others out when you can, and if you can, and live a good life, live an honest life. And what more can I say? And that's what I do. I try to be as good as I can. Not much more I can do. But anyway, check out this book. Look it up. You'll really like this book, Mike. It's an awesome book, and I've read most of it. I bought it, like I say, back in the 1980s at his seminar, and it tells you about everything. It'll tell you about Jehovah's Witnesses, tell you about the Mormons, tell you about the Moonies, and all different stuff in here. Worldwide. What is it? The Worldwide of God, or no? What is it called? It was Hugh W. Armstrong. God, he had a cult. Mormonism, Latter-day Saints, tells you when they all started, tells you about everything. Most people are on the wide road. Yeah. And if you believe that, that's true. It could be true. You never know. But then again, a lot of people have died, and they've told their experience after they've died on the operating table, right? And some people say they see a light, other people see nothing. So maybe when you see nothing, you see blackness. Maybe that's the other side. Right? They are definitely JW. They are. Yeah, they are. I agree. I totally agree with you. My mom's mom was a JW for, God, probably 50 years, 40, 50 years. Totally brainwashed, unfortunately. So I couldn't really relate to her at all. So I never really did see her that much. Mom never was. Mom was never into any of that stuff. Either is my dad, but my mom's mom was. She got sucked into it. Anyway, I bet you could probably get this book on Amazon. It's amazing. And Dr. Walter Martin was an amazing guy. I think I actually got some cassette tapes when I went to his seminars too. And nobody even uses cassette tapes anymore. I think even CDs are out of style. It would have been my grandmother, yeah, but I didn't see her all that much because I could not even relate to her when I was a little kid, because that's all she wanted to do is brainwash us. Right. So Dad couldn't relate to seeing her that much. So she never came over that much. Once in a blue moon, we'd go to Vancouver to visit her. She died a long time ago. I think she died like 40 years ago, something like that. So my dad's mom was Catholic. So a really nice lady, and they're Italian, right? And super sweet lady. Totally relate to her, but she died when I was a little kid. She died like when I was 3.5 years old. And my grandpa died when I was like 10. My dad's dad, long time ago, but good people. Anyway, check it out, Mike. You'll like it. If you like to read, that's a good one for you. Good read. She was a JW. JW, man. Yeah. People buy into stuff like that, but I don't. And I do know a lot of them, and they're very nice people, and I have nothing against it. That's their choice, not mine. Just like a lot of stuff that's going on in the world right now, it's their choice, your choice, not mine. Everybody decides what's best for their lives and what goes into their body. So there you go. Anyway, live stream is going to come to an end pretty quick, and I think we're at 56:20 into it, and I should start a church, the Church of Palm Trees, right? That's what we need, the Church of Palms. That would be awesome. What do you think of that? I like that. I come out with a big robe with a Trachycarpus palm on it, and we preach palms all day long. Wouldn't that be just awesome? I think so. I think that would be fun. Don't you think? I think you do. Just looking at the weather here. Yeah. What is your next palm experiment for the winter? Well, we got the big old Amish. We have been. I have a question for you. What likes full sun? Camarops humilis. But they also, Paul, like partial shade, but they do better in sun. Trachycarpus fortunei. Do you know a palm that might like full sun and full shade? Trachycarpus fortunei. Trachycarpus fortunei will grow in full shade, part shade, or full sun. So that's a Chinese windmill palm. It's totally durable. What is your next palm experiment for the winter? Amish. Okay. We're experimenting with, might be a queen palm, but some people think it might be a mule palm, but definitely has some queen in it. And that's going into February 2018. I planted it, still going good. We did plant the big Parajubea torellii outside this past year. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. So that's my big experiment right there. Parajubea torellii, the big one. We did have a smaller one in the ground for 2 years, and I took it out because it was stressed growing under the trees that have filled up the ground with roots. It's coming back nicely in the greenhouse. I got my... Oh, you did get them, eh? Okay, well, good for you. And like I say, what's good for you might not be good for me. So, hey, and I have nothing against anybody that got those jabs. And it almost time for supper. Oh, good. Well, have a good dinner. And we got some rain happening out there right now, Paul. See, we have some rain. Yes. Parajubea torellii. There's my friend Jeff has a big one growing in his garden in near Victoria. He's in Victoria. And then I got a pretty good size one in our garden here too. So we're going to see how it does in the winter. I would hate to lose it. So if it does get too cold, I might have to cheat. I don't know. Maybe I'll hang some Christmas lights off it or something. I would absolutely hate to lose the palm because the palm was, it was just under $500, and I didn't buy it. A friend bought it for me to experiment with, and so we're putting it to the test. It's a pretty good size palm, and it looks like a coconut palm. Really, the fronds on it look like coconut. And I got it in a shelter spot. Only time will tell. I'm thinking it's going to be short term. We'll see. What do you? Oh, well, we have I think, which is a queen palm, but others seem to think it's got some mule. It's a mule palm, but it's got queen in it. Do you know how much rain? I'm guessing. Okay. Do you know how much rain? Oh, no, I don't even know if there might be a little bit starting to accumulate in the rain gauge right now. I'm guessing. Just December, we can get way more than that here. The wettest months are November, December, January. Here, those are like really wet months. This is an inside stream today. You betcha, Caleb, because it's raining. It's raining out. It's awesome. I'm so happy. Yeah, so wintertime, we get way more than 50 millimeters. 50 millimeters is only 2 inches, right? And God, I've seen 10 inches in December or November. Spring has arrived in the southern. Looking forward to good palm. Oh, nice. Lucky you. Cool. Ravinia glauca. Yeah, no chance here for Ravinia. I tried Ravinia rivularis a few times. Not a good one here, but glauca might be better. Easily 100 millimeters or more. Way more than that. 100 millimeters, 4 inches. How long are you going to stream? I'll stream for a little bit more. I'll go down and grab something else to eat. It might come up. Got to do the dishes. Good boy. Doing the dishes. Your mom's got you trained well. Yeah, I'm going to maybe grab something else to eat. I'll leave the stream running, and I'm just waiting for our guests to check in, because once they check in, I'm not going to be able to stream much on here. Thanks, Mike. I'm glad we're getting rain too. It's still raining. I'm looking out. I'm in the man cave, and it's still raining, and I'm just so happy. I thought I heard somebody talking. We have two accommodations, right? So a lot of times the people that are supposed to check into the lower accommodation go to the upper accommodation, and vice versa. The upper accommodation people pull into the lower accommodation, and I said, well, you got to drive back up to the upper accommodation because that's where you're booked in. Fall is coming our way up here in the north. Come, I think starts. Oh, good. I hope so. I hope we start getting a lot of rain, Paul. Oh man, we need it. Anyway, have a good one, Paul. Thanks for coming in. Alberta, Canada. Have a good one, buddy, and join in anytime. It's been a while since I've live streamed on this channel. Like I said, I was doing it on Wendy's channel, Gulf Island Rock, and I could do a little one on hers after. I could actually grab her iPhone and head out into the garden, into the rain, and do like a 15-minute live stream just to show you that it is raining here. And they can see it live in the exotic garden. You can see some of the stressed out, crappy looking plants we have, right? I mean, on the most part, the garden looks okay, but I mean, I can see the stressed plants. If you walk through our garden, you might not notice as much, but I could definitely point out all the stressed plants we have here. I think I might do that. I think I might grab her camera or her iPhone and head out before the guests check in. Because if they check in and they get on the internet, you know what's going to happen to my stream? It's going to mess it up, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Hamish. We can do it. Phone ringing. Might be the guests. A lot of times they go to the upper one and then they phone because they want to know where they're supposed to be. I got a new camera. I got a brand new camera. I bought it a couple months ago. Right there. That's my brand new Canon. You know how many Canons I've gone through? That's my new camera right there. And it shoots better videos. That's an HD. And 20 megapixels, right? So it's a really nice little camera. And all of my Canons have lasted me a while, a few years anyway, until I drop them and break them or scratch the lens. But I'm not going to scratch a lens in this one. You know, I find when I put them in a camera bag, the lens gets scratched, right? So there it is, got the zoom lens on it, right? And it's a 180, like I say, 20 megapixel HD. I shoot all my movies with that camera right there. That's my video camera. But now I've been putting it in a plastic bag. And I put it in my pocket and I wrap it up like that. So no sand or grit is going to get into that lens. I find when I have the little camera zipper bag with a zipper on it, they somehow get grit in the lens. And the lens has a cover on it. When it opens it up, it scratches it. So anyway, I'm going to have to grab Wendy's thing. She's checking. The B&B guest just came to the door. So she's checking in some B&B guests. So if they don't get on the internet, I can get on and do a live stream. So I don't know if these guys are the lower accommodation or the upper one. Where do you get them at? I bought this one at Best Buy. Yeah, I bought this one at Best Buy. I usually go to Best Buy to get my cameras. Oh, no. Sorry. I bought it at London Drugs. I bought some at Best Buy. This one I bought at London Drugs over in, I think it was Drunken. Was it Drunken? Where in the hell did I get it? Was it Duncan or was it Victoria? I forget. Might have been Duncan. Anyway, it's a good camera, and I'm really happy with Canons. But like I say, I've gone through a lot of them just because I'm very careless with them. So now when I set up and I'm going to talk in a video, I try to use my iPod or my tripod a little bit more. So I have this little mini tripod here. These are pretty cool. Probably get them on eBay or Amazon. So I mean, this is the little mini tripod, and you set it up. No, there's no on the Big Island. On Vancouver Island, there's no box stores on Salt Spring Island. We don't have any Walmart or Best Buy or London Drugs or Kmart. There's nothing like that here. You have to go over to Vancouver Island, Victoria, Duncan, Nanaimo. So I think it was Duncan I got it, and Duncan's the next bigger town over. Yeah, it costs too much money though, so that's why we don't bother, right? Internet is expensive here, and we don't have fiber optics here on Salt Spring Island, so. I don't know. be that great anyway. But when I go over to the West Coast, they seem to have fiber optics over there on the Big Island, and that's why the live streams are better. And when I upload videos, it's super quick. So I can upload a video in minutes, like a couple of minutes. I can upload a long video. As we're here, it takes a long time to upload a video, right? So there you go. So it is 1:06, 1 hour and 6 minutes and 17 seconds. Time is 3:56 p.m. already. Unreal. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it's that time already. Unbelievable. So when Wendy checks these people in, I can hear her down below. I will grab her iPhone. No. Well, sorry. There's a place that develops photos, but I don't think you can buy cameras here. I don't think there's any camera stores on Salt Spring Island. Like there's a photo shop. Well, they used to sell cameras. They might. I don't remember seeing cameras in there. Nope. I upload in the morning before I go to work. That's when I upload. And often I set them as premiere because I can leave for work and then they'll upload for me. So sometimes I upload when I'm in bed. I can set them and they'll go on, but often I set them first thing in the morning. I get up at 5 a.m. every morning or before, and I usually put a couple of videos on. Yeah. Salt Spring Island is, what's the thumbs down for? The camera stores? You got to remember, we don't live in a city. We live in a very rural area. There's no traffic lights here. There's nothing here like the city, right? That's the thing. We don't have any box stores or fast food here. I'm guessing the thumbs down are for the camera stores. Sometimes I wish we actually had less here. Sometimes I wish our island was way more remote and way less. You know what I mean? There's actually too much here for me. And I like quieter. Yeah, there's a cell phone store here. Yeah. There is actually a cell phone store here. And you can buy all accessories for cell phones too. There's one in Uptown Center. There's a cell phone. You betcha. But I don't own a cell phone. Mine's a work cell phone. I've never owned a cell phone in my life. Wendy's got an iPhone. But me, no, my ex-wife, Hillary, had an iPhone too. So I think I'm going to go to 111. That's what we'll do this live stream to, 111. Because, 111 is actually a pretty good number. That's the number of angels, right? When you see that. So we're going to go for another couple minutes. And then, because they might be using the internet soon, and it's going to mess me up. Yeah, that's what I like. See, that's my type of place, Sanibel Island. That's what Salt Spring Island's like. No box stores, no fast food, no obese people here on Salt Spring Island. It's very rare that you see an overweight person here on Salt Spring Island, and that is the truth. Everybody's in really good shape here because they do lots of outdoor activities, hiking, going to the beaches, going to the lakes. They're always doing outdoor stuff, and there's no fast food. That's a good thing. There's a lot of healthy people that live here, and the air is really fresh to breathe here because we're on an island. You smell the sea air. It's just so nice. So I do like living here, but you know what? I'm almost ready for a change now too. I really am ready for a change. I've been talking about it with Wendy. I says, Costa Rica looks good. Costa Rica looks like a good place to move to. She's looking at real estate there. Maybe I'm only dreaming, but I do have a friend that's moving there in another week. He's heading out. He sold his coffee shop business in town, heading to Costa Rica. I have another friend and her husband that moved there. So one of our friends here, she just sold her place. She's moving to Kauai on September 12th, leaving to Kauai. And I'm thinking of, we could sell our house here and move somewhere a lot cheaper and then just retire. That would be nice too. Could grow lots of palms in Costa Rica. It's always a thought. I could live stream from Costa Rica. Hey, maybe in my dreams, maybe not. Anyway, guys, cheers to you all. Thanks for joining in. And I will see you next time. I think I'm going to do a quick live stream on Gulf Island Rock. So if you're on Gulf Island Rock, tune in and we'll do one on Wendy's channel. I'm just going to wait till the time goes to 111 because that is a very, very good luck number to me. Often I look over at the clock radio in my Parks trucks like 111 or 1111 or 111. It's like, I usually tap the radio. We got a few seconds left to go and we're going to be there, folks. So join in anytime and enjoy your rain if you're getting it. I don't hear it anymore. Maybe it stopped. All right, guys, I'm going to end this stream. Remember, they speak. That's all right. I can learn Costa Rican. Take care, you guys. Cheers to you all from here out in the Southern Gulf Islands. Happy palm growing. Remember, plant a palm. You can't grow wrong. Cheers.